Alright guys, so for us to cut this top, these are the measurements we are going to be using. We are going to be using a shoulder measurement of 17, a chest measurement of 40. Alright, the length of the top is 33. Alright, and the neck is 16. So without wasting time, let us start. Okay, so first of all is knowing how to fold your fabric when you are cutting. Okay, so you simply divide your chest measurement by 4 and you add 2.5 inches to it. Okay, that will be enough, alright, or 3, depends on how free you want it to be. 2.5 inches allowance or 3 is okay. So this chest measurement is 40 divided by 4, that is 10, plus 3, that is 13. Okay, so I'm going to fold this fabric by 13 inches. I'm going to fold it by 13 inches. So this is 13 inches here. Remember, our chest is 10. Okay, or you can use 2.5, that is 12.5, if you don't want excess allowance. So let's just iron it properly. And when you are cutting, you cut on the bad side. So this is the bad side of the fabric, this is the good side. Okay, so first we'll remove the front block, okay, and then use it to get the back block before we apply our measurements. So first to remove your front block, after folding, you measure 4 inches from up here, and you slant it into the center. Hope you can see this line clearly. The next thing is for us to check the length of this top. We say it's 33. So this is 33 right here. Okay. So we will also mark here 33. So this gives us the front block. Alright. So we'll go ahead and remove the front block. Bring in the front piece. Okay, keep it here, and we ensure that we slant the back same way we slant the front. Slant it this way. Now if you notice, when we're cutting this front piece, we did not add hemming allowance. We cut it exactly at the length of the top. Okay, so now we're going to shift the front piece in by 4 inches. Okay, this is 4 inches, all right, by 4 inches. Okay, now we'll fold it in to overlap this front piece here by ½ inch, just ½ inch. Just ½ inch. Okay, so now we can go ahead and apply our measurement. So now we can see that if you take the length of this top now, look at 33 here, we have 35, which means we have 2 inches hemming allowance. So this difference from the back here has given us a hemming allowance. That is why you don't add hemming allowance to the front piece when cutting it out. So let's apply our measurement. The shoulder is 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Alright, so this is 9 plus ½ inch seam allowance. That becomes 9.5. Okay. Now, how do we get the depth of our arm? We divide shoulder by 2. 18 by 2 will give you 9. Alright. So, but this 9 is too deep. If you use this 9, by the time you curve your arm, it will be too big. Alright. So you minus 1.5 inch from it, or at least 1 inch from it. So let's minus 1 inch. We'll take it back to 8. Okay. So this is where we'll be using, and this will serve as our chest line. Okay. Serve as our chest line. So now we'll take our chest measurement. We say chest is 40. Okay, so 40 is 10. This is native. We'll add 1 inch seam allowance. That becomes 11. Alright. So this is our chest measurement now, right? So whatever we have here, this is what? This is 9 from here, right? We bring it down here. We mark the 9 here. This is how to curve the shoulder now. That's what I'm doing. To curve the arm, sorry. What I'm doing. Alright. So we'll come up here, we'll come to the, you can locate the middle of the arm here, or just simply come up here by 2 inches, okay? Come up here by 2 inches, and then come in by 3/4 inch, alright? Then you curve your arm. You can use your French curve, okay, this way, to curve the arm, alright? Or you could use your free hand, either of it. But it's good to use your French curves to have them. You see this? Okay. So the next thing is to this 11 you have here. We'll measure here 6 inches down to locate the opening of our vent, and at this point to also mark 11 inches, which is at the hip area. But we'll add ½ inch in case you want the down to be bigger. You want to shape it, okay? You add this ½ inch. If you don't want to shape it, you can simply join it all the way like this, from here to here. But if the customer's hip is big, so there are some men that the hip is big, alright, you can shape it. You can open by ½ inch and you shape it this way. Just shape it in, as simple as that. But this customer, his hip is not big, so you can just make it a straight line, alright. So coming to the neck side here, when you are cutting, you divide your neck measurement by 4 to get the depth of your neck. So if you divide 16 by 4, you will have 4, alright. The wideness, you will divide this depth by 2. 4 divided by 2 is what is 2. So this will now give us the neck, alright. The neck. It's as simple as this. And this is how you cut out the neck. Let me start from the neck. This is where the 4 is, okay. The 4 inches is here. And because it is native, alright, we are going to deepen this here. We'll deepen it like this. Right? If it were a packet shirt, we'll cut it like this. It's a collar shirt, but if it is native, you deepen it this way. Hook is taken, right? Coming to the arm here, we simply cut the arm this way. Alright, so now watch carefully what I'm going to show you here. If you don't want your top to rumple in front, if you want the allowance in front of the chest to be totally flat, you'll come here and you will remove ½ inch into the front, just the front piece, or not with the back, just the front piece. Remove this ½ inch here. Okay, so this is what makes your native to be flat in front, okay, not to squeeze at the arm areas. Okay, so let's quickly cut the sleeves. All right, let's quickly cut the sleeves. So it's going to be short sleeve. Okay, it's going to be a short sleeve. So how will I cut my sleeve? I'll simply the sleeve. Okay, so the sleeve length of this customer, the sleeve length is 9. Okay, the sleeve length is 9. Now, how will you know how to fold your fabric? How will you know how to fold your fabric to cut your sleeve? You simply divide the bicep by 2 and you add 2½ inches to it. For this customer, his sleeve length is 9. His arm here, his round here is 13, okay, and his bicep is is also 13. All right, so we'll simply divide the bicep by 2 and add 2½ inches to it. That will give us the wideness of this fabric, how to fold it. Okay, so if we divide 13 by 2, you will have 6½ plus 2½, you will have 9. So this is up to 9. Thank you. It's up to 9. So which means enough for us to cut our sleeve. Okay. The next thing is to check the sleeve length. The sleeve length is 9. This is 9 right here. And we'll add 3 inches allowance for the hemming. Remember, we're going to stitch here ½ inch. Alright, so adding 3 inches allowance for the hemming. So we are having 9 here we're having plus 3 inches allowance for the hemming. So we'll simply mark it this way, also mark it this way. Alright? Okay, so the next thing now is for the depth of the sleeve cap. For adult, the depth of the sleeve cap is 5 inches. That is for adults. Okay, so we are simply joining this, okay, this from here. I'm using French cup so you guys can get it. If not, I won't use this French cup if I were doing it just for my consumption. Okay, something like this. Okay, something like this. I'll say I use the French cup to get this cup. The next thing is, we said the sleeve round, okay, is 13, which is 6.5, okay, plus 1 inch seam allowance. Okay, we'll come here and still mark 1 inch seam allowance from this place here, 1 inch seam allowance. All right, so which means the sleeve is going to be this way. All right, and instead of bringing this line straight down, we are going to flay it out here by 1 inch back to this point here. All right, if you don't do it like that, you can simply cut this here. Okay, when you cut it, all right, you fold it by the 9 inches, then you take your measurement. Okay, but since I'm already marking it like that, we'll do it this way. We'll see this. Now I flay it out because if you don't flay it out, if you cut it straight like this, by the time you want to hem your sleeve, it will be shortened. Can you see that? But if you flay it now, it will be okay. Very important, take note. So I'll simply produce the second sleeve here. All right. Simply produce the second sleeve here. So guys, what is remaining on this is the yoke. All right, the yoke, remember. So for us to get the yoke, we'll simply fold this like this. Okay, bring in the back piece. Where's the back piece? This is the back piece. Keep it like this. All right. Now the depth of the yoke from the neck here, 7 inches is fine. From the neck here, okay, from the neck here, the depth of this yoke, look at it, 7 inches is okay. All right. More than that might be too long, but it can still be your choice anyway. So this is the yoke, all right. So guys, let's keep our top and look at it very, very closely. That's what we have here, like this. These are the sleeves. See these guys? The sleeves. Okay. And this is the yoke, alright?